So here I am. This is another video where I'm going to be showing you some work that I've done. Now, this one I'm going to actually start up here. I want to give you a quick run through by flying around. This is a build that I did for a friend. He was interested in making a more haunted themed build, so I made this overgrown kind of like viney barn house. And again, this was something we did around Halloween time. We really enjoy seasonal builds. Now, I am not a horror builder. I am a cozy builder, and I have been doing it a long time, so I can make adjustments, you know. But I do terraforming. Now, I will show you kind of my favorite parts, which include this little stony beach. I love it. But the interior, this was meant for Battle Perfect Pokemon on this Cobblemon server. So when you go in here, I will show you. Oh my god, I don't have permissions. Well, I won't show you. These were stalls that you could place your Pokemon in. And on the third floor, these were more specifically for like flying ones. So if there was like a Battle Perfect Corviknight baby, oh, I should say Rookity, those could go in there and they won't fly out of those pens. So this gave him a lot of space. I had a lot of fun with the colors, the blue and the red with birch, which I've become very fond of. I think that this build came out stunning. It really is gorgeous. Now, I created this like nether forest for him because he was looking for something like haunted. And this is, and we're gonna back up again, kind of his main house. Now, he wanted a medium, small sized house. I don't do small too well, if I'm totally honest. What? I don't do small too well, if I'm totally honest. So what we did is we went a little medium on it, I would say. I'd say it's a medium-sized build. But however, Dallin, Myfi, did the decorating, and he did a stunning job. I love the chandelier he did going through the 3 floors. Now we're going to start with our kitchen. This is meant to look like meat hanging from a stick. I think that this came out phenomenal. And we made this little nook up here because every time I make a room, I place a roof on it, and I'm like, great, now I have like another 6 blocks of height on top. But this little storage room was absolutely astounding. I am obsessed with it. I think the interior of this build is one of the favorites that we've done. Now, in here, I copied this trick that I saw somebody do online where they hid lights. As you can see, like right up there, there's lights hidden throughout so that it's actually quite a bit brighter than you might anticipate. And again, it's meant to be this like haunted house in a way, like a chateau. And we're gonna go upstairs and kind of show you a bit more. Now, this is like a map room and a trophy room. He wanted to show off his accomplishments and achievements, and here you can see his base. I'm gonna hit F1 to show you what I worked on and what I didn't. Now, this map is unupdated. You don't see the barn. But you see the house, which I built first. I also built a sword statue here, which we'll show you. I did the interior of the castle up here. I didn't build the castle. He used a tutorial. Now, the island. This used to look quite a mess. It's classic Minecraft, no mods, terrain. So it was a bit messy, but we're going to go over that and show you what we built because I absolutely love it. Now this was an interesting shaped room, but we ended up making this into like a study, and oh, look, it's a little computer that you can use. Oh, that chain stopped me from getting in the chair. Now, going upstairs, we have our bedroom, and this gives you a view of the island with custom trees and terraforming, and there's the sword. Now that tower I did not build either. I didn't build the castle or that tower. I did build this tower, which looks similar to the lighthouse I have in my other video. So we're going to go outside, and I'm going to show you the things that I made, and I'll point out what I didn't. Now, I terraformed the island over here. As you can see, I mean, I think it looks stunning. It's kind of meant to be another, like the good as compared to the bad. So over here, you have this overgrown nether wart and dark oak, and there's stone peeking through with soul sand, and it was really hard to blend it in. So I made sure that no Minecraft grass ever touched the nether rack. So you can see, if you go all the way around, you'll see that the stone is what breaks it up. And that was intentional. Now, I decorated in here. This is actually kind of a little bit of a farm. We never got the nether wart, but it was going to go in there. And this is for vines. So this is like pretty much exclusively for him to have vines in. And this is our tower. We're gonna go up top really quick. It was a very simple, casual build. It was quite last minute. He wanted a bit more height added, and I was like, you know what, we can do that. So from up here, the barn's over there, the house is there, and there's the island. I built the bridge over, as well as that nether portal. I redid his roads, and I built this castle. No, I did not build this castle. I built this tower. This castle, Tyler, my friend, built. He used a tutorial, but I ended up decorating the interior with Myfi. Now let's figure out how to get back down there without falling and taking a bunch of damage. We didn't really have a purpose for this building. The idea of using it for nether wart growth was kind of last minute, but that's the thing, it's for flavor. We thought more height would help with the build. So we're gonna get to that sword, but I think we're gonna hit the island. But first, he wanted a nether portal and he wanted it to have some flavor to it. So I kind of went for variants, or gradients I should say. Like it's bright in here. Those are all hidden kind of intentionally. From your point of view, it looks bright. And that's because of the way that we peppered these blocks in. The sun's rising. I did build that tree, and there's that sword. It's meant to look like a statue coming out of the ground. And I think it helps with the view of everything. It frames that tree and then that nether portal really well. Now, coming across the bridge was really simple. The Lavender Town Tower, this is from the Cobblemon mod. Now, this island I completely redid, and it was essentially I was creating a new biome. As you can see, I kind of put in these mushrooms as well as the trees. Some of these are just literally sapling that I bone meal, but some of them look like that, where they have these lanterns hanging from them, and I think it's beautiful. You have these crystals, and there's like a lore to it. It has like energy in them, and you'll see that the blue, both the blocks of the, are they called the leaves of the mushroom trees, as well as the netherrack, kind of are intentionally placed. It's a bit random, but it's intentional. It goes from the mushrooms and spreads out towards the other ones. So you'll see it's almost like veining of the island. We added these pitcher plants throughout and other blue flowers. But the idea was that this was going to look like a coastal, kind of like magic-laden island with a bit of cedar to it. It was kind of the goal. So this walkway goes all the way through. It kind of cuts off. I absolutely love this chair. Ever since I used these two woods together, I've become a big fan. Over here is actually one of my favorites. This is another custom tree, but this is meant to be like a gazebo. Oh, and there's vines going over it, because if you add greenery, it makes everything look better. Now, I did not build this dragon statue. It's a bit close to my tower. It's quite literally touching right there, but it's fine. Look at this ceiling. I don't think I'd be able to recreate this if I tried. I think that this is just unbelievable. I am incredibly proud of it. And I'm going to do a quick flyover so that you can get a better view. Oh, there's a star raptor up there. These can be finicky, but that's kind of the look of the island. I think it looks stunning. Now, you didn't get a flyover of the barn, and I believe I'll be setting the thumbnail as the barn. That's one of my favorite builds here. And of course there's a boss Lopenny up there trying to take credit. But we're going to fly back to the island, and we're going to show you the rest of it, because Myfi did a lot of work onto it as well. As you can see, I've kind of blended this so that it becomes more of a beach, and it becomes more open. And I really love this like sand dune, where it gets a lot simpler and cleaner, but it has height to it. And it makes a little, not a bay, but a beach, I suppose. Now this was his like battle court, essentially. And you would stand here, send out your Pokemon, and you could battle. It looks like he set up a PC. I'm just gonna quickly go through this so that in the future I'll be able to go through this and be like, oh my gosh, I remember absolutely loving that Blacephalon, for example. I'll pause whenever I want to take a look. But if you have any questions about the Pokemon I have, I am happy to go over it. Just let me know. Now, one of my favorite parts, and Myfi did this himself. He did this beach, and there's that sword again. Over here on this beach, he built this absolutely beautiful, like, fishing hut. Now, I do take inspiration a lot of the time from multiple things. I'll see a build and I'll go, I love that. I'm gonna look at it and not build it from memory, but I'm gonna build that, you know? And I won't even copy it, but... Oh, those gold blocks are claim blocks because I don't have permissions anymore. I don't know that he's active. But fishing out here with my friends was a very fun memory. So, a little detail, the only thing I did on this island is I put that dead coral there to look like a bird nest. It was so difficult for me, you know. But Myfi did pretty much all of the work on that part of the island, whilst I did this terraforming and created this, like, blue nether biome, I suppose. Now, oh man, I started a battle. Oh. Are you serious? Well, a poor Mareep. I'm out of here. So, the sword, the scale of it is quite huge. But I'm going to show you. I did not build this building, but what I did do was decorate the inside. Oh no! I don't have permissions to go in. But you know what I can do? Yep. So, me and Myfi did most of it, but the two of us decorated the interior of this for our friend. He likes this more haunting style, and we created... He had to have his beacon down there, so ignore that. We created this room, and this was the first thing we did for him, is we gave him all of this storage. He wanted a storage room, but he wanted a seating area with a fireplace, and he wanted to display his hats. Now, those are flexes on this server, those hats. So, going over here, we have some of the other storage, and a little bit of a workstation going on. Now, coming upstairs, we've got more of our trophies, and he has that beacon coming through. We did the decorating, me and Dallin, but Dallin did, well, Myfi did the majority of this work, as well as this room. And here is his classic computer setup. We always find an opportunity to do one of those. And an enchanting room. That beacon is really killing the vibe, I'm not gonna lie. As you saw, that little sign said enchant room. That was our directions of what to do. Very nice. Alright, now we gave some lessons to our friend Tyler, and he created that. But I'm gonna show you, I actually built this cave, because when he asked us to help with terraforming, this was a floating castle. So I built up all the terrain under it, and I built this walk-through cave, and it was meant to be like a mossy area that's being heated by the lava above it. That's just a side note, because I think it's an incredibly fun detail. But that does the majority of everything that we did for our friend Tyler. Now, that being said, I did all these roads. They're not my favorite, but I didn't want to go spend a million years trying to work on roads, you know. But that's a walkthrough of my friend Tyler's build. He was practicing his building, so he made this, and he had somebody helping him with that wall over there. But we're gonna do, I'm gonna do one more video in a moment showing you another build I did, but that depends on what I can find. Alright, thank you.